all things to keep an eye on. And we will do that as well as we keep tabs on the hotline and a visit from Jason Leffler of the NASCAR Nationwide Series right now. Good morning,
Hey,
Jason.
Jace.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
We're doing well. How are you doing? I know we got a big week coming up in Indianapolis, and I know you must be psyched to go back to Indiana.
Yeah, I am. I'm here already and running Silver Crown race tomorrow, so we're getting all set up to do that. And then on to the Nationwide race on Saturday. It's pretty pumped up.
Yeah.
Great week to be in Indianapolis, that's for sure.
Well, before we go into Indianapolis, let's talk about last week in Nashville. Tell us about your night there Saturday.
We had a long night. You know, our car wasn't very good and missed the setup pretty bad. And then we had a couple pit road penalties that just really killed any of our chances. But definitely was a night that we want to forget. And a night that we got to figure out, what a couple of our little issues were. We have great pit stops every week. It was just an off night for the pit crew, and had a couple bad things come together there at once during the race, and then it put us all, got us way too far behind. I think at one time we were 2 or 3 laps behind. So hopefully we'll have a better car for ORP. I think we will. Eddie Pardue and the guys are working really hard. Get that great Clips Chevy back to victory lane.
By visiting with you every week, I can tell you are the eternal optimist. You always think that the next weekend we're going to get him, and it should be that way with a race car driver and a race team. However, with all the disappointments that you've been dealt with lately, I would say over the last year or so, how hard is it to keep that chin up to maintain that optimistic approach to each and every week, considering the challenges that you've had?
Well, it's tough. It's not an easy job, or I should say racing in general is not easy. It's a competitive sport, so you're trying to fight through your own problems or your own issues on the race team, or everybody's trying to improve, and then you improve those, and then everybody else has gone one step farther. So it's a constant. I would say not battle, but development all the time. Race cars and race teams are always improving, and it's a big job just to keep up with all that.
So what's the hangover effect when you have a night like you had on Saturday night? How quickly can you put it behind you? How quickly can the team put it behind it, Jason?
Well, I think the guys, they do a really good job of putting it behind them. They go back and they're preparing for the next race. Obviously I try to put it behind me as soon as we can, but usually it takes a while, and it's completely behind you when you get in the race car for the next weekend. When you get in a race car and you get back in your rhythm, and now you're concentrating on, like, this week will be ORP. The best thing you can do is put it behind you and move on. So it was a tough night. You have them every now and then. We've had a couple of them in a row, tough days, tough nights in a row. But everybody at Turner Motorsports is working really hard, and we got good equipment. We got everything there, so we should be able to. We almost put it all together at Daytona about a month ago and almost won that thing. So I'm sure we can do it here at ORP or LOR or whatever you call it. And I get confused on what I call it IRP, but it changes its name every year.
Regardless of whatever you call it, that is a home away from home for you. You've been racing there for a long time, not only in the Nationwide Series, but in open wheel competition. What does this race weekend mean to the Midwestern race fan? What does the Kroger Speedfest mean to folks?
It's one heck of a weekend. I mean, it all starts on Thursday there, and we got 3 races in one night. We got the ARCA race now, the USAC National Midget, and USAC Silver Crown race, and then you move. Then the fans go on over to the big track there and watch the Sprint Cup Series. So you can get your money's worth around Indianapolis. The atmosphere is great. It's always great here in Indy. It's a sports town. They're used to, obviously having the Indy 500, and they just really welcome the race fans around here. So it's a cool weekend.
And for you personally, I know going to Lucas Oil Raceway, it's like alphabet. I feel like we're at the Knoxville Nationals, and it's the alphabet soup when we're trying to call the track. But I know this is a very, very special place for you. Again, I can still remember you coming up to the press box those few years ago after you won that race. I know you'd like to do it again on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, it is very special. It's my last race and the last win in the Nationwide Series. On top of that, but won a lot of races there. Got a lot of laps around there, and place that really helped my career, a while ago. So, I enjoy it. I enjoy going there. Now, having said that, I think everybody in the Nationwide Series is pretty excited to get the chance to run at Indianapolis Motor Speedway next year, and I'll be racing something at Lucas Oil Raceway. I just don't know what it is next year, but I'll be really excited to be at the big track too.
You say that the small track has played an important part of your career. How?
Well, you used to have Thursday Night Thunder, and every Thursday it was, obviously live televised USAC midget or Silver Crown racing, and a lot of us, that series to help in our career. We used to win on Thursdays and in front of a national audience, and that got the attention of a lot of stock car owners or Indy car owners, and it's kind of springboarded us up to the next level, which it's unfortunate we don't have that now. We have a lot of media and guys and guys like you that do a great job, but there is no live TV for a young open wheel racer to come up with and showcase his talent. So it's just got so expensive that way, but that's my reasoning. That's why I think it really helped my career, it's because we used to have Thursday Night Thunder there all the time.
Yeah, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I missed that. That was how I started my racing weekend, watching you guys on Thursday Night Thunder.
The Gary and Larry show on ESPN.
Yeah, that's right. It was a cool deal, It was really neat.
Yeah. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes of getting around that racetrack. What are some of the characteristics of Lucas Oil Raceway?
Well, it's got its own characteristics. It's a very unique racetrack. It's got some of the original progressive banking. There's not much banking there, but obviously the top line, the very, very top line is banked a little bit more than the bottom. So you can use that to your advantage. You can run across the seams and make your car kind of do what it wants to do. But it's a hard place to get around. It's slick. It's a good old-fashioned short track. And then on top of that, there's a lot of beating and banging with a big old heavy Nationwide car running around there. So it's the shortest track we run on all year, and it definitely shows. There's a lot of rubbing and a lot of hard racing.
This will be the first time the new generation Nationwide car will race at Lucas Oil Raceway. What kind of impact do you think will be on that front?
Well, our new cars are really tough. You don't beat the fenders in and things like that as bad as we used to with the other cars. So they're tougher. So I don't know if there'll be more beating and banging. I think there's going to be, especially on restarts and such. But I expect the car to perform very well. It has everywhere else, and I think it won't disappoint us here this weekend for sure.
Well, I know you're excited, like most everyone else in the series is, about moving to Indianapolis Motor Speedway next year. But there has to be a feeling of, bittersweetness this weekend if this is the last time you guys race there.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to win this race. Not that they don't every week, but there's definitely going to be some, special incentive this weekend. And there is a little bit of bittersweetness. But at the same time, anytime you get the opportunity to run at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's an incredible opportunity for not only the drivers, the teams, but our sponsors like Great Clips, our series sponsor, Nationwide Insurance. It's going to be a lot of exposure for all of us, and it's going to be a kind of a neat little weekend. Just driving around Indianapolis Motor Speedway is an awesome experience, no matter what you're in. And now bringing the Nationwide cars, I'm sure we're going to put on one heck of a race.
Well, we can't wait to get down there. Good luck to getting your weekend off to a good start on Thursday night there in the Silver Crown car. What car are you going to be driving on Thursday night?
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. I'm driving for Johnny Vance, the Aristocrats Products car out of Dayton, Ohio. Johnny's been around forever, he's had cars that have won a lot of races. He actually won the race last year at Tracy Hines, but his cars date way, way back, and had some great drivers. So it's an honor to be driving for him, and I think we got a pretty good race car for tomorrow.
Well, have fun. Have fun in the open wheel car. Have fun in the Nationwide car, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday morning, my friend.
All right, guys. Thank you.
See you this weekend, Jason.